What do you think it would take to turn around that store?
What would it take?
Lincoln Mercury.
It's not the best brand in the world, but there's good financing in it. Just somebody energetic goes in there and just runs the way it's supposed to be run. It hasn't been done in a long time.
They're buried in their trades. A lot of water in the trades, you think? I would think they would be.
Well, they are. It's just, let's make a deal today and worry about the trades tomorrow.
Right, right. That's where they get in trouble.
And then at the end of the month, you got to write all that down, and all the profit you thought you made is gone. You come in and put the right amount of money that's supposed to be in the car. Think of every trade-in as going to be a wholesale piece. Don't think about trading it. Don't keep anything. Once you sit down at the end of the week and if you decide you want to keep some cars,
right,
that's fine. But you're going to be in them right because
right,
you already set up where you can wholesale.
So many dealers, not only just in Fayetteville, but all over the country, are real deep in used cars. They're trying to buy their business to sell the new cars because they're on the hook with the manufacturers. They guaranteed to take so many cars. Now, the ordering has been cut in half, and there's a slowdown in production. And stock right now, I checked Ford Motor today, and it's $1.75 a share. And the bottom line is that what's happening with if the government doesn't bail out GM, the CEO needs to get fired. Wagner don't want to be fired. He don't want to step down. They want him to step down in order to get federal funds. He won't do that. So what do you think the labor union is going to tell him? What do you think the labor union is going to do?
Well, the conversation I heard last night on one of the news channels was they asked a guy who knows what's going on. Said, "What's GM worth?" He says, "Or nothing." He said, "Why would you bail them out?" He said, "Because of the employees."
Right.
He said, GM is no longer worth anything at all.
Right.
He said, "You want to bail the employees out."
It's like a icon of the U.S. Now, when the Model T Ford, Henry Ford made the Model T, that's a tradition. It's like, well, what do? We got Chrysler. It was bought out by Mercedes. General Motors has never been bought out by anybody, but they have sold off a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Especially the most important one that they sold off was their finance arm.
Yep.
Now they have no finance arm. Yep. So now they're crippled. They're almost crazy, but they're totally blind. And so if the government had to say, we're going to help Ford because they have certain things going on, we got to help Chrysler because they got some nice designs, and I can see how they can pay us back, but I just don't see how GM's going to pay us back.
Well,
and I just don't see that electric car is going to do anything for them because it's too late. And also that Camaro, they don't advertise it, but they ain't bringing it out because they can't afford to bring it out. So I think we ought to let General Motors go down the tubes. So what's your opinion?
Yeah. Again, they are reactive. Nothing proactive about them all. They haven't gone in and changed a bunch of models. Ford jumped in and realized, look, we got a bunch of losers. Let's change. Let's try new stuff. GM just sat back and said, look, we're the biggest there ever was, that sort of stuff. I mean,
it's sort of arrogant. General Motors is a little more arrogant.
Absolutely. If, in fact, they keep them around, it's because of the employees. Because that's a big base of people.
Right.
They say, that I've heard numbers from 25 to 39% of every person working today is somewhat related to the car business.
Right.
When you're building tires for them, making windshields for them, making doorknobs for them, or whatever. There's a lot of people in the industries that are involved in the car business in some way. But if GM, I don't think they're going to let GM go under only because of the employees. You got such a large force. It's like when Leon Coco, and they're back in our time.
79.
Came along and he said, look, fellas, here's what it's all about. We've done this, we've done that. If you remember me, I'm the one that invented the Mustang. I mean, I invented the use of the seat belt, and he goes on that. Of course, he had help doing all this.
Exactly.
But he had some track record. This poor guy has no track record.
No track record. Would you say, and I'm sitting here with Michael Wright, probably the most sharpest tool in the drawer in the car business right now, especially in North Carolina, and trying to have just a basic conversation and what to do to turn around some situations that dealers have right now. But you know, I value his opinion and what he's pretty much what he has done in the past, and he's an Iacocca type of person that would not take a salary for 2 years or 3 years to turn a company around, because he's got plenty of money. If I had Michael Wright's money, I'd burn mine. And but at the same time, he would do it for the employees. He would do it because he's a committed man in the car business. But these other CEOs that have golden parachutes right now, that could give a rat about their employees. And and getting to my point of interest, talking to Michael Wright, is that it's so important to have an internet department part of your total commitment whenever you're thinking about what am I going to do to drive people into my dealership. And so I'm going to terminate this video right at the moment with Michael's permission. And it was okay to videotape him, but the other thing is that you know, I'm going to make some additional notes, and this will be the end of this taping.